All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, everyone, we are back here live. I knew I had to do this show. I knew I had to call up on my main man, monstarCFC, because I just had this feeling, Monster, bro, that there was something going to happen at the end of the Saturday fixtures, that, you know, the top four race and the whole Premier League shake-up would be something different. First of all, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Oh, what a season it's been, man. Who would have thought this season would be like this, considering how Liverpool just cakewalked the Premier League last season? What a season it's been already. You know, the hunting pack has caught up. They have.
Absolutely, man. We're going to talk about the matches, obviously, that took place today, and obviously the one that finished. And then we're going to talk about how the top four race is looking. But first of all, Monster, let's talk about this 3-3 draw that we just witnessed. I mean, what a game. Man United went ahead, 2-0 lead at halftime. And I thought, wow, they've wrapped this up. They look pretty good. I literally went away for about 10 minutes in the second half, just went to grab something to eat, came back, and it's 2-2. I was like, what just happened here, man? Insane. And then, soon after, they made it 3-2. But what a climax right at the end. Keeper thrown up, everyone thrown up. And you know what, Monster? They deserve that draw, man. They honestly did deserve that draw. How do you feel at the end of that match?
Man, it was crazy because obviously Man United did kind of dominate the first half, got a 2-0 lead. Second half came in, and it was like Everton are just, I don't know, they just flipped a switch. They got the 2-2. And it's like after they got the 2-2, they just kind of calmed down. They weren't as, maybe obviously they tired out because of how much pressure they put on Man United to get the 2 goals. And obviously we saw Man United take the lead. And then towards the end, oh my, a bit lucky, but it is what it is. And what a game, man. It's a beautiful game. I thought after Man United took the lead, I was like, what do I even need to watch this? Considering, if you remember the last game they played, Everton took the lead 1-0 and Man United just spanked them 3-1 after that. It's going to be another spanking. But this game has proven, boy, this Premier League season is amazing to watch. Just surprises every week.
100%, my man, 100%. Let's look at some of these results overnight. First of all, let's talk about the Aston Villa-Arsenal game. Arsenal, I mean, it's strange, bro. I mean, they had that really awful time during December, just like us. Obviously, then they beat us, and that kicked off their season a little bit. They went on a bit of a run after that. But now, again, inconsistent FC has been returned for them. Aston Villa, nice 1-0 victory. But in the whole scheme of things, we see the table just quickly. Aston Villa is still behind us. They do have 2 games, one game on us.
In hand,
but obviously we're going to play tomorrow, so that'll make them 2 games. But do you feel Aston Villa down? First of all, Arsenal, I mean, surely these guys are not in the mix at all, right?
Oh, no. Arsenal, no. I mean, the thing is as well, I'm very confused by Arsenal because I can't lie. I feel like they are, just the way they play, they look like they could be turning the corner any second. We saw them go on that little run. Even in this game against Aston Villa, I don't think they played particularly bad. I feel like they had moments where they should have scored. Martinez was just being brilliant. Someone who I've advocated Chelsea should have bought from Arsenal, but they didn't. Arsenal had their moments that unfortunately just weren't clinical enough. Stupid, easy goal for them to concede early on as well. Ollie Watkins doing his thing. And Aston Villa again. I really wanted a draw in that game so badly, but they took a draw. They took a loss. I mean, Aston Villa won. And obviously is trying to contend for that top 4 spot. I mean, do you remember last season they were struggling with relegation? They should have.
Oh my days! What a turnaround, man! What a turnaround!
Yeah. I did always feel like they played good football last season, but they just didn't have the quality in players to take them to where they want to get to. But this season, boy, are they better! They are so much better.
Yeah, man, 100% agree. Obviously, as we've said, Arsenal's definitely probably not in the mix. 31 points. We get a victory, we'll be clear of them again. Aston Villa, just quickly, do you feel they are genuinely in the mix in this top 4 race, or do you feel down the track the other teams that are ahead of them, ourselves, obviously, the top 4 already, Like we should just probably have a bit too much for Aston Villa?
Yeah, I think at some point Aston Villa will drop, Everton will probably drop, West Ham will drop, because they just don't have the teams or squads to be able to fight for that top 4 position. That's the difference between top 6, top 5, top 4 sides and the other teams. The squads they have is big and good enough, has enough quality to take them on a long run to get into the top 4 conversation. So I feel like the likes of Aston Villa, West Ham, they will drop. They're already starting to drop. Very soon they'll drop even more.
No, 100%. I'm not going to spend too much time on the Brighton Burnley. Obviously, that's a relegation battle going on. I mean, I think it's safe to say it'll probably be Fulham, West Brom, and Sheffield. I mean, the gap between Burnley and Fulham is just way too much. And you look at that, nearly 8 points. That's way too much for Fulham to catch up. So I think those 3 are set to be relegated. So not going to spend too much time on that. Southampton, man, they're a bit of a shocker at the moment. Recently, they've been losing. They were quite high up there at one stage. Do you remember the Southampton admin saying "stop the count" when they were leading just for a moment? But right now, I think they're in 12th position, behind Arsenal. So they're well and truly gone as well. Yeah.
You look at that record. The Southampton record is quite horrible. I mean, we saw the last game; they lost 9-0. This game, I actually thought, because they were fighting, and then when Newcastle got the red card, I thought, oh, maybe they could climb their way back in and win this game. But in the end, after the red card, they just didn't have enough to draw or win the game. And it's a shame, because I do feel like they play good enough football. I just don't think they have the quality of players. That's all it boils down to at the end of the day. It's just quality. Manager's good. The brand of football he's got them playing is good. They just don't have the quality of players.
No, 100% agreed, man. I mean, Hasenhüttl, he's a good manager, as you said. At the end of the day, I think the season is so long, and as you said, the quality of players counts as much as the manager counts, but the quality of players definitely counts. And Southampton, they just don't have, for such a long Premier League season, that type of quality. Now, bro, I want to talk about West Ham Fulham, because this is directly, impacting us. West Ham in front of us in the table. If we haven't noticed, they're on the 5th position. This is possibly an opportunity. This is the first thing that I want to talk about, is that if we win against
Sheffield
United, then we go ahead in front of West Ham due to the goal difference. We'll be on same points, but I think the goal difference is far superior for us. Yet another really good result for us off the back of today's fixtures.
I don't know. Thomas Tuchel is somewhat, as he's come in, not only is he getting Chelsea playing better, the other teams around us who are fighting for those top 4 positions are dropping points. And it just seems to be working out for him. It seems like he can, and he has a real good chance, a very high chance of getting that top 4, as long as, he keeps the consistency of these players up. If we get a win, we have 3 winnable games ahead. We have Sheffield United, Newcastle, and I can't remember who was the last team. It might be Fulham, or I can't exactly remember.
We'll have a look at the fixtures soon.
Yeah. So it's like it's such a good run of games in order to catapult us into the top 4. Obviously, Liverpool are not performing. There's United as well. They could drop. There's Leicester. Leicester are how many points ahead of us? Like 6 points ahead of us. Is it?
I think Leicester is at the moment 30. So
6. It's 6 points.
6 points.
So they can be caught as well. And all of a sudden, Chelsea could end up being 3rd. Man United, 9 points? Is it? If Chelsea win, they would go for it goes to 6 points. Man United as well goes to 6 points if 6 points difference if Chelsea win as well. So it's just a situation where anyone can be caught at this point in time. Like, I think City have probably won it. But from the remaining teams, Chelsea have a chance to even get in 2nd place. And if Chelsea were to get 2nd place, then what a crazy season it would be.
Oh, man. I mean, honestly, I can't believe off the back of, where we were once Frank Lampard got sacked, and the, sort of dwindling around in the 10th position.
Yeah.
And to even think that we are in striking distance. We beat Sheffield United. We go to 39 points. We go in front of West Ham in the table. And mind you, Monster, Liverpool's got City this weekend. So
so
there's
one of
surely
them is dropping
something.
points, or both.
One of them is
or
dropping
both
points.
is dropping points. Yeah.
Hopefully it's Liverpool. I just want City to just go out there and just annihilate this league and just win it, because I couldn't care less right now. There's no stopping City. But if Liverpool lose that, we just go 1 point behind them. And then, we are in striking distance, man, for sure. We've obviously talked about the Fulham game. Man United, Everton, they've dropped points. Let's look at some of these fixtures, man. I want to have a look at our fixtures now. Chelsea fixtures. Let's have a look at Chelsea fixtures, because it's interesting to see what is going to transpire for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Sheffield United up next, and then obviously Barnsley in the FA Cup. Yeah, man. As you said, we've got Sheffield, Newcastle, and Southampton. Bro, we must be buzzing with this particular fixture at the moment.
Oh, very good set of fixtures. Something Chelsea can easily, nothing's really easy, but those are all winnable fixtures for Chelsea, considering their form, considering the team they are, the quality of players they have. These are all winnable fixtures. Chelsea win all those 3 fixtures, then I think they will be in the top 4 by that Southampton game, by the end of the Southampton game. Not only that, is also, can we gain some confidence going into the Atletico Madrid tie as well? That's something we need to gain as well. So, and obviously the Man United game as well up ahead. So it's something we need to look to build some momentum. And I think this is perfect for Thomas Tuchel to get this Chelsea. If the only thing I'm worried about is our clinical ability in front of goal. If we were more clinical, then Lord knows how scary of a team this Chelsea could be. I know some teams are already worried about what Chelsea's doing already.
Yeah, man, 100% agree, Monster, man. I mean, defensively, we're looking good. Our structure is looking good. Midfield, the way we're passing, the way we're moving the ball, our pressing has come back once again, man. Our pressing was lost under Frank Lampard just before he got sacked. But now it's all back. But it's what you said, being clinical up front. If we get a win over here, hoping that we get a victory against Sheffield United, move into Barnsley and go further into FA Cup, get a victory against Newcastle, Southampton, you're right, man. We could be looking at Atletico Madrid with a very, very good form moving into that game, man. And then, Lord knows what's going to happen in that game. And then Man United, we can really rattle things up in the top 4 race if we can get Man United a victory over there at home. That should be a good match for us. I want to have a quick look at the other fixtures for some of our rivals. I want to have a look at Liverpool, because Liverpool, I think they got tough fixtures coming up, man. They really do.
But you know what? One thing I say about Liverpool, and it's very weird, Liverpool turn up in the big games, but then this season they've kind of quivered in a smaller game. So you've seen them lose back-to-back home games against smaller teams, but in between they've gone and spanked Tottenham. And it's very weird. And they had a similar. This is why I said even the Man City game. It's not really a given that Liverpool Man City would win that game, because I remember Liverpool had a similar bad run, not too bad, but they weren't at their best. And then they went to Man City and took a 1-1 draw where they absolutely had control of the game, and that was earlier on in the season. So they tend to turn up in big games. It's really weird. Something weird about Liverpool where against the smaller teams, they'll just hide under a rock. But against the bigger teams, they turn to lions.
100%, man. You look at some of these results here, right? Obviously, bar that FA Cup 4th round, you look at Burnley, beat them 1-0. Tottenham, they spanked Tottenham 3-1. Then they beat West Ham 3-1, and then they lost to Brighton. So weird. If I'm Man City, I'm probably a bit scared because Liverpool shows up in the bigger matches.
They do.
If you look at their fixtures, man, they got City. City, if they really want to win the titles, they got to beat these sort of matches. So it's just as big for them, right? So hoping that City go out there at the bare minimum gets a draw, hoping for a win, and then Liverpool got another big match against Leicester back to back. Do you know what I mean? and then Leipzig in the Champions League, and then Everton, bro. Their fixtures heavy, bro. They got some heavy matches coming up.
It's tough games, but even that Leicester game, I was supporting Leicester so hard earlier in the season when Liverpool had just lost some players. I think they lost Gomez and Van Dijk at the time, so they were a wounded animal at the time. And I think they beat Leicester 4-0 in that game, and I was just
they did. They did.
My mouth just literally dropped to the floor with the way they beat Leicester. I was like, how is that possible? How is it that they just lost Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, and they've gone and just spanked Leicester 4-0? I'm praying Leicester do a better job this time.
Yeah, this is the thing about Liverpool. Their front three is so prolific, man. I think Mane has been injured recently, so I'm not sure how long he's got to come back. But man, possibly I could see them definitely drop points against City. Leicester hoping, but as you said, man, you don't know what's going to happen there. Everton, Liverpool, the Merseyside derby, that's going to be potentially a big one, and hoping that both of them end up getting a draw. Looking at our fixture and looking at their fixture, if we go, Monster, man, I'm getting gassed right now. I'm really getting gassed. If we go out there and win our games, I can potentially see these guys dropping some, and we could perhaps leapfrog and go into that fourth position before the Champions League tie comes around.
Yeah, we could potentially go into fourth. We could also potentially go into third, depending on how Leicester perform as well, because they're a bit up and down themselves. I mean, they did win I think they won their last game, and they lost the previous one, or something like that. I can't exactly remember. They're not in the best of form as well. So it's a situation where every team can get got. Do you know what I mean? Every team. It's just Man United. We win tomorrow, we go 6 points off second place, Man United. And then
that's insane, bro. That's insane.
They can have a bad run, and all of a sudden we with a good run from Chelsea, we can go straight to second. So that's how crazy it is right now. It's so crazy. It's just down to Chelsea. It's in Chelsea's hands. It's time for us to take our own destiny in our own hands and get us back in that top four conversation. I've always said it. If Tuchel gets top four this season, even if it was Lampard, because I said at the time, last season top four was 66 points. Now what is classed as a successful season is some kind of progress. I said 66 points this season will not get you top four. No way in hell will it get you top four this season. So in order to get top four, you're going to have to go more and do more than 66 points. And if he could have done that, it would have been a successful season in my eyes, at least, because he's done better than last season. But Tuchel, I'm confident he can get top four, and then boom, we're back in a conversation. And then next season, we will do what we have to do.
100%, Monster, man. I want to talk a little bit about this now. What you said in regards to we got to go out there and win them. I've said it yesterday that in one of my streams that we cannot be complacent anymore. You know what I mean? Like, this was one of the issues with Chelsea in previous seasons, and also with managers previously, is that whenever it looked like it's a straightforward win for us against a particular opposition, those are the ones that we ended up losing or dropping points. We cannot afford to do that against Sheffield United. And I'm hoping that Thomas Tuchel, with his experience, with the caliber of manager that he is, he lets the boys know that we cannot settle down. Just because we beat Spurs, that it's all over, everything's just going to fall into place. It's not going to be like that, man. Sheffield United beat Man United a couple of games ago at Old Trafford. These guys have won 3 out of their last 5. They're only 3 matches that they've won, out of their last 5. So we cannot be complacent with all the fixtures that are coming up as well. We cannot be complacent one bit. These players better be on the toes.
Yeah, not at all. We can't be complacent. I think he's drilled it, because not only is, remember, there's talks of his job also being on the line if he doesn't get top 4 or whatever. So I don't think he's going to let these guys let up. Do you know what I mean? He's going to be on their case. It's, boys, we need to get this top 4, not only because of his job, but also next season, I'm sure these players want to be in a Champions League. You want to be playing in Europe. Obviously, they're going to be playing in Europe in a couple of weeks' time anyway, but they want to continue playing in Europe. So, 100%. They've got to earn their way. And I do feel like they will end up getting that top 4. I do feel like they will.
100%. Bro, I want to talk about this comment here from Amara Jiwa in regards to, do you think that media was supporting Lampard because he could never get Chelsea top 4? I want to know, I just want to show you something. I don't know if you noticed this. This bothered me yesterday when when I saw this particular tweet from Ian Dark. I want to read this out. Is today's Tuchel loving a little premature? Who is to say Chelsea would not have taken 7 points from those last 3 games under Frank Lampard? Admittedly, a fine start, but let's see if he matches Lampard's top 4 finish. I mean, I'm baffled, Monster, after reading that. I'm literally baffled. This guy is comparing. I mean, look, I don't want to take anything away from Frank Lampard's top 4 finish last season. It was really good in a transfer ban season with the youth academy. But honestly, I kind of expected that. I always knew our team was good enough to get top 4. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not taking anything away from Frank Lampard. But for Ian Dark to say that, can he match Lampard's top 4? Tuchel took over this team when the team was 10th and were playing so poorly. Can you say, honestly, Monster, if Lampard was still around the last 3 games that we played, can you honestly say that we would have got 7 points?
Oh, no. We probably could have got, as I'm looking at it, we probably maybe could have beat Burnley, but we were 1000% losing to Tottenham, and we probably would have lost to Wolves again, because we did lose to Wolves under him. The problem is, what it is that the media was so hungry for an Englishman to win the Premier League, because there hasn't been one to win the Premier League, that Lampard was supposed to be that poster boy for it. They are salty, unfortunately. They're very salty. And it's a shame it had to happen to Lampard, because Lampard, you know, we all love Lampard. We all know how great of a player he was, but he's not him as a player is not him as a manager. It's not the same. Chelsea, obviously, saying this now, we didn't say this at the time. We probably shouldn't have hired Lampard. We should have gone with an experienced manager. Now you're just going to, unfortunately, with Tuchel now, you're going to see these guys attacking him when he gets it wrong. Or if remember with the draw, they were all attacking him. When he got it right, when he won a game, you saw, who was it? Was it Jermaine Gina saying, you've got to credit Lampard for the win? It's just going to have to be, it's how it's going to be now. He's never going to get the credit he deserves. They're always going to go at him, and that's just how it is, because they're hating. Look at all of them, mostly English guys. Either pundits that he's worked with, because remember, Lampard had a brief stint where he was a pundit, or former teammates. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I find crazy? You know what I find crazy? They are waiting for Tuchel to stuff up. Like, they want him to stuff up ASAP so they can just rub it onto the face that, oh, you should have just stuck around with Frank Lampard. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, they want him to fail badly. They want him to fail so badly so they can get onto the Chelsea board and get onto the Chelsea team. And like, I get it. Harry Redknapp is Lampard's uncle, and that's true. But look at the way he roasted Tuchel, and it's like, Harry Redknapp,
that's embarrassing.
I like Redknapp. I like what you did at Tottenham, but if we're being honest, you got Tottenham for 1 season, you got them into the top 4. You won in 40 years of management. I think it was quite a long time. You won one FA Cup title. You know, you never got to manage at the highest level. When you took over Tottenham were not a top 6 team. They were below top 6. They were a mid-table team. All right, you got them into the top 4, and that's a great achievement, but that doesn't mean you should downplay what Tuchel has done in management and say what he's done is nothing and blah, blah. That's wrong. It's very unprofessional, and it's actually disgusting. It's wrong, and I think it's wrong for Sky Sports and all these channels to even get him on to say those kind of things. It's so wrong, and I think it's disrespectful. The Tuchel doesn't deserve that. I don't think any manager in general would deserve that kind of treatment from the likes of someone like Harry Redknapp, who a lot of us in English football look up to. Yeah, I think it's wrong.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, I just want to now talk about this whole situation. If Thomas Tuchel gets us into the striking distance, we need to understand what a turnaround this man has done in such a short time. If we go and beat Sheffield United, hoping that we do, we're literally 3 points away from Liverpool, who've got Manchester City. I just need people to understand that from where we were to what he's done in regards to it's not just the points gap that he's reducing and making us closer to top 4. It's everything. It's the whole footballing philosophy. It's the 3-4-3. The players look buzzing. I mean, these pundits really need to get their heads screwed back on, because this is, as you said, it's not fair for what this manager is saying. And a lot of people are saying this is the honeymoon period and all of that. I get that, bro. Like, you know, when a new manager comes in, players get a mad kick out of it. But let's not try and demean the fact that this guy is actually a good manager as well. I mean, you don't get the kind of improvement that we're seeing if you're not a good manager, yeah?
Well, the thing is, with this Chelsea side, it's like you said, it's earlier on, this Chelsea side is a good enough team to should be getting top 4 every season, or should be even contending for the title. That team is that good. The problem is that with Tuchel, we know he's a good manager. He's shown it at PSG. He's shown, like, he got to the Champions League final, and Bayern Munich were literally spanking all of Europe. They couldn't do that to PSG. Now you could say, Bayern Munich were a bit lucky that Mbappe and Neymar missed those golden chances they should have used to score. Had they scored, and they probably would have won the Champions League, and he would have been a Champions League winning manager. He would have done he already did do something Ancelotti and Unai Emery couldn't do. We know how great of managers those guys are, innit? So he is a good manager. As you said, as he's coming to Chelsea, you're already starting to see the differences, innit? Now, one thing I would say is I know these players have always been capable of it. I want to know whether these guys were down tools in for Lampard on purpose, because this bounce it just reeks of when Lampard and those guys down tools for the likes of Solari and AVB to get them out, and all of a sudden they're going on to win a Champions League or an FA Cup. It doesn't make sense. I think maybe these players did it to Lampard because they are good enough and should have been doing better. But tactically as well, you can see what Tuchel's doing. You can see the difference. You can see how well these guys are playing and coming together. So he's doing a good job, and hopefully, you know, it gets us into that top 4, which we so hopefully want and need.
Bro, I've got no doubt, and he's a hot take, right? I've got no doubt that they might have down tools on Lampard. I honestly believe they down tools. But here's the thing, Monster. I think they down tools on him because they probably stopped believing in him. They probably stopped believing in his style, his way of football, you know, the lack of tactical sort of information many have said. You look at Monster, you look at the players like Callum Hudson-Odoi coming into the post-match interviews, or even just, you know, during the week, you know, just doing some comments and whatnot, and saying how much he loves being in the field and being yelled at by Thomas Tuchel, and Thomas Tuchel's barking orders from the sidelines, and he's telling every player what to do tactically, how to set up. You know, Callum Hudson-Odoi, he's enjoying it. He goes, I want a manager that guides me, because he's young at the end of the day. I mean, this player is 20. He doesn't know everything about football yet. He wants to be guided. You know, you look at players like Jorginho and Kovacic, how awesome they look in a pivot already. A few weeks ago, these guys could not play a single game under Frank Lampard, and they looked so rubbish. And now, tactically, did you see the video from Tim Sherwood, who was saying that the pivot of Kovacic and Jorginho, and he was saying that how well they're drilled now, their IQ, footballing IQ is so brilliant, and that's why they're able to control the game. A lot of people downplay this, Monster, man, this tactics and having that. They think that just set out the team, put out your best 11, and let them, you know, as Frank has been quoted to say in The Athletic, you know, just go out and express yourself. It's not about just expressing yourself. There's a lot of tactics involved in the game, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of tactics involved in the game. It's so many just little things a manager can teach you in a game as well that can make a huge difference. That's why it's like, you remember when Mourinho got sacked the second time around?
Yeah.
And he had drilled them in training to do certain things to stop Leicester from winning that game. But you can tell those guys down tools and got rid of him on purpose, because they weren't doing what he had specifically trained them to do. Like when Aspi let Mahrez cut in on his left foot to score the second goal, Mourinho specifically drilled Aspi to make sure he doesn't cut in on his left foot, keep him on his right. Tactics in game matters. Managers study other teams and you know, they see the little tweaks and little mistakes in teams and things like that. And make adjustments to stop those teams from doing certain teams. Now, certain managers, they just play their style and that's it. Like Pep Guardiola normally. Pep Guardiola just plays his style and that's it. He's not really a tactician in a way Mourinho might be, or do you know what I mean? With Pep, it's just I play my brand of football. It's always going to work. And you notice whenever he tries to tactically change things, it never works, and he ends up losing like he did in Champions League against Lyon, where he tried to change things, but he shouldn't have. It just didn't work. Managers' tactics, they matter a lot. Like you said, with the Jorginho cover pivot, it worked for some reason. Because I've been so critical of the two of them, I can't lie. Because I just thought two of them were always just passing to each other. They weren't getting enough balls forward. They weren't breaking the lines enough and things like that. But all of a sudden, I'm starting to see them do that, and it's just like, wow, when did they learn how to do that? But it's not that. It's not that they didn't know how to do that. They always did. They just weren't doing it. And Lampard as well wasn't flexible enough to change things as well. He was very stubborn, very stubborn. It's my way or the highway with him, and that was to his detriment, unfortunately, innit? If he had tried to change things up, maybe he would have still been here.
100% agree. I want to talk about two comments here which caught my eye, similar to what we're talking about. First of all, this one for Uncle Louis. Major difference with Tuchel. Chelsea win games with control. This is so true. Monster, the three games we played under Thomas Tuchel, Wolves, Burnley, Spurs, we have controlled every single game. A lot of people can say Spurs in the second half came out, but that was natural. You know, they were losing at home. They were going to come out. But at the end of the day, our defensive structure was so strong. We still controlled them. We probably should have scored 2 or 3 in that game against Spurs. We were just not clinical enough. But this point here, Monster, how true is it? Because under Frank Lampard in the last couple of months before he got sacked, we were never, ever in control. Even the match that we won against West Ham, 3-0.
Oh, they absolutely just played us. Like, we did win 3-1. Was it 3-0 or 3-1? 3-0. We did win 3-0, but I did a watch along on that one, and they were just, I was not impressed. Like, it was so bad the way they were playing us. I was disgusted with the performance. Like, who normally, like, why would you be disgusted with a 3-0? But we were not playing well at all. We were getting absolutely played off the park by West Ham.
No, 100%.
And that got to me.
100%, man. I mean, none of the matches we were in control. I even would say the match against Fulham, the one that we won 1-0, I don't think we were in control. They had a man down, Monster. They had a man down, and I still don't think we were in control. Luckily, Mason Mount, saved us in that particular match. Here's another point that I want to talk about, and this is something you sort of touched on as well. Major difference with Tuchel, knows how to get the best out of the deadwoods. How important is it? I feel like Frank, I know a lot of people will say, oh, the deadwoods, they create a lot of bad environment in the dressing room and whatnot. But you look at someone like Thomas Tuchel now. He's using the entire squad, Monster. He's using everyone. He's looking at the opposition and he's saying that I've got to, and he said it, he didn't want Billy Gilmore to leave. He wanted him to stay because he said that I need all the entire squad to stay with me because I believe that we've got many different oppositions and I can use different personalities to play. Do you feel like perhaps Frank lost his mindset a little bit when he stopped using some of these fringe players? Because he could have been a little bit more flexible and used some of these players and in that hard time during December and January and really see himself get out of some of those troubled matches. How much of that is now Thomas Tuchel reaping benefit from?
Number one, I don't even think many of them are so-called dead wood. Like, I was really impressed with Rudiger when Lampard brought him back in. I thought he played well. And I was always like, because with Thiago Silva, the way I saw him improve Zuma, I was like, all right, see how he's doing with Zuma. I want to see how he does with Rudiger. I want to see how he does with Tomori before Tomori left. Let's see how that works out. And obviously, you've seen the improvement in Rudiger. That's why he's, ever so present. Obviously, we know who Aspi is. Marcus Alonso, if you're playing a back three, you know how good he is. Jorginho, I'm going to say this. Let me say it like this. It doesn't make sense. I always question, why is it that when Lampard came in, majority players regressed? Kepa regressed because he wasn't that bad when, what's his name was there? Sarri was there.
He wasn't that bad,
Rudiger regressed. Wasn't that bad. Christensen regressed. Marcus Alonso, if you're using him in a back four, he's going to be Marcus Alonso. Jorginho, Kovacic, you could say improved, but then started to regress this season again. Jorginho regressed. And then even the new players, Havertz regressed. Werner regressed. Why is even Ziyech? Ziyech is not as good as he was at Ajax. So why is it? I was always thinking, why is it that all these guys have regressed under Frank Lampard? It just doesn't make sense. And I was wondering, like, I just needed someone to explain it to me. But then all of a sudden, Lampard's gone now. You're starting to see a lot of them flourish again. And it's just like, I didn't get it. Honestly, Miz, I couldn't even explain to you what it was.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, I don't know, man. Last season, I saw Frank Lampard with so much more flexibility. He would switch
Yeah,
from back three to four. He would sometimes make substitution at halftime, change things around. That match against Arsenal, do you remember how he hooked off Emerson to bring on Jorginho, and
Jorginho,
Jorginho
yeah,
changed that match? Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I don't know what happened to Frank Lampard this season. He just sat, he had his ideology and he just sat with that. Like, he did not want to change. Lone DM, 4-3-3. We saw that that wasn't working, man. It just wasn't working with
It
the
was
players
never
we
going to
had.
work. Because the thing with the 4-3-3 was that it suited one player and one player only, and talk about in the midfield, and that was Mason Mount.
Mason Mount, yeah.
It doesn't suit Kai Havertz, it doesn't suit Kante, it doesn't suit Jorginho, it doesn't suit Kovacic. You have to find a way as a manager to get the best out of the squad and not just one player. And that's where Frank Lampard got it wrong.
No, 100% agreed, man. Lawrence Skinner, this is a really good comment as well. I just feel a lot more confident going into games now. We aren't being clinical enough, but that's okay because I believe we will get there. We are seeing improvements every game. This is so true, bro. I know a lot of people will say that, oh, don't be cocky, or don't jinx it, this, that. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Moving into the Spurs game, I was very confident that we could possibly beat them. Looking at their form, looking at how we were playing. Under Frank Lampard for the last 2 months, honestly, every game we were going into, I was worried. I was worried even in the FA Cup, monster. Even in the FA Cup against teams like Luton, I was like, I don't know what I can expect. So, this is a big thing. Thomas Tuchel said it in his interview in the beginning that I want our team to turn into a particular team that others, the opposition, feed. When they see us, they feed. They feed to players. And how important is it, bro, that when opposition start fearing you, they see the fixture list and they go, "Oh my days, we got Chelsea next up. This is going to be another, hard match." Like that's a mentality, thing that you already overtake. Like that's very important, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you saw as soon as Tuchel came in, starting from Wolves, low block, or against Burnley, low block, Tottenham, low block, 2 low blocks, and it's just like that's fear. That's what happened. This is why the likes of Man City and Liverpool, they've gone 100, 98, 97 points over the past few seasons because they are so feared. When teams go against them, they just go straight low block. And in Man City and Liverpool, they had the quality to break these teams down and score 4, 5, 3 goals. You know what I mean? So that's what happens when you're a feared team. All these other smaller teams in the Premier League, all they do is sit back and invite you on and expect to try counter attack you in it. It's just down to Chelsea. If Chelsea are more clinical, then we'll be beating these teams easily and we'll be contending for the title with the rest of these lot.
No, for sure, man. That confidence factor is such a mind cluster for the opposition. When they see how confident we are, they buckle, man, and that's very important. I want to take a couple of more comments before we wrap things up over here. Obviously, we've got that match tomorrow, so plenty to sort of ponder around about that. But this one from Taha, I bet when Tuchel lose a game, he's going to claim their responsibility and not blame players. Man, Monster, this is so important because since Tuchel's come on, he's been praising every single player. At the same time, he's been critical as well. Like, for example, he's been saying about Kai Havertz that Havertz is the kind of player that needs to be pushed. He said that he's got immense talent, but I need to push him. I need to keep putting him into situations that he feels a bit uncomfortable. He even was very honest about Timo Werner. He said, as much as you want to put your hand around someone like Timo Werner, at this moment, it's not going to help out. He just needs to score goals and the confidence will come up, and he's a very talented player. He's been talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's been talking about Mason Mount, and he's been praising Mason Mount of what a energetic player he is and how important he is to the Chelsea setup. You look at that, contrast that to what Lampard was talking about the last 2 months before he got sacked. Bro, he was throwing every player under the bus. He was putting the team under the bus. How important is it, this particular comment, that you need to have the players on your side? Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, if their mood swings, you're in trouble.
Yeah, in today's game, you're right. Lampard gave me Mourinho vibes when he was with the whole blaming players and things like that. I just felt like, was I watching Mourinho in this situation? Why is he constantly going at the players? And I was at the same time, like, you saw Klopp when I can't remember what game they lost, and he was like, "It's all my fault, not the players." You saw Zidane do it at Real Madrid. He was like, "It's all my fault, not the players." It's like, Lampard, why can't you do the same? Like, don't, don't blame the players. I mean, yeah, just take some responsibility for this from the situation. And I've just seen like, come on, Lamps, like blaming these players, you're not setting them up right. Also, you're not playing the right formation and things like that. You're not employing the right tactics. You think you're just trying to hammer these lots to do the same thing over and over again. I don't think they buy into what you're trying to do, and it showed on the pitch. But yeah, he was a bit. Maybe it's just that I guess it's just down to his experience. That's all it is, and it showed. It did show.
100%, bro. Bro, let's wrap this up, man. It's been fantastic. I think it's safe to say that we are 100% back in this top 4 race. I mean, I'm amazed, bro. I'm amazed where we've gone from 2 weeks to where we are right now. I mean, I can only see that this getting better and better. Just quickly, bro, your prediction on the Sheffield United game, what you're expecting, your score prediction, how you feeling about the game?
I believe we'll win this game. I don't want to jinx us, but I'm gonna go for a modest 2-0 win.
Yeah. No, I'm going for a 2-0 win as well, man. I sort of predicted that as well. I think modest 2-0 win, that'll do us. Defensively, we're looking good. We kept 3 clean sheets so far under Thomas Tuchel. So let's not forget, I think Eric Lamela's shot.
Mendy's racked them up this season, hasn't he? He's got quite a few clean sheets.
I think 10 clean sheets. Someone tweeted, London Football has tweeted that 10 clean sheets for the season, which is incredible. Some sort of record as well. It's better check.
Yeah, that's a really 10 clean sheets for a season is it's actually a very good goalkeeping season, if you ask me.
100%, man, 100%. So yeah, I respect Sheffield United and their form, but I think we should have enough. Tactically, we should have enough, hopefully. Soccer Turtle 2-0, that's exactly what the boys, Monster and myself, we are predicting here as well. And guys, we shall see you all. Thank you heaps, Monster, for joining here. I just needed to talk about the whole Saturday night matches after everything sort of finished and where things are at. So thank you heaps for joining. But yeah, man, I'm pretty sure you've got a live watch along happening tomorrow for.
No, unfortunately not. The gentleman Prime, he used to do my watch alongs on the weekends because I'm at work. That's not happening anymore. So no watch alongs for me this weekend. But I'll be back during the week for I think it's the FA Cup, and then on Monday for the Newcastle game, I'll be back as well.
Brilliant, guys. Do check out for Monster's channel. The link is in the description. Subscribe to his channel. He's got some amazing watch-alongs and he's got lives which buzzes, man. Honestly, I've never seen lives in that particular stratosphere. I suppose you get 700, 800 people coming on live. That's insane. Please subscribe to my man and do check his content out, guys. Until next time, guys. Everyone, see ya.
Have a nice day, people.